Inmendham video. Yay, maybe. So anyway, I don't know what I'll call this, cats and cops or something, but it's just a video in reaction, I suppose, an appropriate response to the evildoers, who try to hate our freedom, whatever. And so, yeah, the more they push, then I'll push back harder. I suppose is the only appropriate reaction. Not that I shouldn't push back all the time on these kind of subjects. So anyway, somebody called the cops, about the cat issue, as if it's an issue, which it's not really. But when certain individuals, Puro, use rhetoric like, if you euthanize a cat, you're killing it, and exploit that kind of rhetoric, these pro-lifers, and then they can play games with words, and that's all it is. But anyway, so the cops called me and were inquiring as to the cat killing allegations and whatnot, and I did point out that I really don't kill cats. I feed them for 40 years, and that's probably against the law. So what are you going to arrest me for that? you know. So, I mean, causing trouble on these kind of subjects doesn't really do any good. Let's say you're successful in suspending my activities, whatever they might be. Then the cats that are here are going to be trapped, and they'll be euthanized. So, do you think you're accomplishing something? Crazy people? So anyway, so yeah, I don't blame the cops. I mean, the cops, whatever. They get calls. They got to do something. Blah blah blah. But it did give me an opportunity. Another subject. I guess cats, cops, and bears. Oh my. Yeah, a bear got hit on the road out here. Didn't get killed. Just got injured. And apparently it had two grown cubs that somebody else saw. Yeah, nobody had reported it. The woman that hit the bear, I could see the tire marks going off the side of the road. My neighbor talked to her, but yeah, she didn't report it because she could still drive her car. And it sort of annoys me that this stuff happens, because I'd rather, I wish people would report when they hit animals, just so we have real statistics on, how bad the problem is. And so, but anyway, it's the first, bear out in the, front of our driveway, getting hit. So, I mean, the idiots who did this, let's bring bears back, I mean, it's, this is the fruit of your stupidity, is, well, you're doing the bears such a favor. They're hungry enough to come into human territory, and what are they going to get for it? Poisoned, cut up, and hit by cars. Bravo. Great move. You really love animals. And, I'd say the same thing to, these people, who think they're doing cats a favor by, desexing them, surgery, imposing surgery on them, a bunch of shots, a bunch of other medications, dewormings, all kinds of treatments, all kinds of medical procedures that they don't get to consent to, and then throw them to the wild. And if people did this to humans, people would say that's outrageous. So we took poor people and cut their nuts off and then threw them back into the wild, and maybe gave them some cardboard to build shanty towns out of. And had them just eat garbage, whatever they could find in the dumps that we allowed them to live on. People would be outraged, but it's okay to torment animals this way because you're saving them. You're such good-hearted motherfuckers. And it's really disgusting. But these are usually vegetarian types. They're all the bleeding heart bullshit, and they just can't do logic. They can't think at all. And it's a religion for them. They just so fucking pro-life loony that they can't see the harm they're doing, the disgusting imposition. And if I did it to them, if I imposed the same crap on them, life. I forced them to have surgeries they don't consent to, and forced them to live on shitty food. You know, these are probably fat people to boot. You know, have had a nice, comfortable life, always had a full refrigerator. And here they are imposing starvation on animals. And saying we're doing it a fucking favor. We're being kind and generous. No, you're being evil and sadistic. You suck. You know, for what? So you're more comfortable in your life with your silly delusion that life is all fluffy couch and wonderful. For your fucking delusion, for your silly, idiotic, dumbass perception of reality that is bullshit, that you're not a fucking bug, you know, because you can't admit that, you know, you'll play this disgustingly sadistic game. And then you'll point your finger at somebody eating meat and say they're evil. Well, at least they find something productive to do with the misery. Something fucking goddamn useful out of the misery. You're doing nothing. Nothing of value comes out of the fucking suffering you impose, you fucking sadists. And your silly no-kill shelter. No, let's force the little beasties to live a shitty life. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, even in places that are more cat-friendly, in the sense that there's at least cars to fucking get out of the rain by crawling under. You know, at least, you know, something. But in places like this, in the wild, there's nothing for a cat. Especially in the winter. There's no fucking chance for a cat in the fucking winter. A foot of snow on the ground, ice everywhere. What is it? What do you think it's eating? There's no open garbage cans here. There's no place for a cat here. Nothing. Nothing but death. Slow and miserable. And you think you're accomplishing something. Oh, we saved it so we can torment it and kill it. Gee, that's so fucking brilliant. So, yeah, I'm not going to shut up, you know, because assholes, you know, can think they have rights, you know, to fuck around like this. To fuck around not only with the cops, in the sense that it's not even a proper way. If you look, you want to sit there and do justice, then why don't you have the balls to show up and do it? You know, but this idea of you just make a phone call and cause trouble, it's just so fucking pussy, weaselly bullshit. But yeah, so fuck you people. You should be called what you are. You are worse than the meat eaters. You're fucking sadistic for nothing. The meat eaters are doing it to satisfy an addiction. And, of course, they get some, you know, productive protein out of it and some calories and all that stuff. And they don't have to eat something else because they ate the fucking poor animal they tortured. But at least there's something gained out of it. Some energy transfer. Something. Nothing good happens because you throw these poor animals out on the street to live in shit. To live scared, frightened, tormented, meager existences. Fucking meager as hell. Walking around all the time saying, is there anything on this sidewalk I can eat? Anything I can scrape off the sidewalk with my teeth? You fucking cunts. And you're calling yourselves sympathetic, empathetic people. You're not empathetic. You're fucking stupid. Really, really dumb at best. That's the best I can say for you, and that's saying way too much because I know what the real reason is. The real reason is you just can't admit what life is, which is dangerous as fuck. You won't admit what it really is. Okay? It isn't intrinsically or fundamentally good. It's only in the best of circumstances it can come out that way. And the real circumstances is hard and brutal, and you die. And you can't accept that. So you're pretending you're putting the death off by hiding it in the woods. Oh, the death didn't happen because I didn't have to acknowledge it. It happened somewhere where I didn't see it. It's invisible. It got hit by a car and wandered off, and yeah, who cares? That's what you're imposing, you disgusting, sadistic bastard. So go ahead, play your games, fight back with your little fucking gameplay. And I'll just make more videos pointing out what sadistic cunts you are with your stupid moronic, religious, idiotic notions that, oh, life is life, and we must preserve the life. That's the most important thing. It must live so it can die appropriately, with appropriate tubes and surgeries and such. You're disgusting. You're just disgusting. Sadistic assholes. And again, if I imposed it on you, you'd be sure as to complain. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting to have these assholes sit there and try to paint me as some kind of villain. Yeah, because I don't support pointless torture. Yeah, I don't support pointless torture. That's goddamn stupid. Anyway. So yeah, that's it. I don't really have much else to say on the three subjects. I mean, bears they just don't have any utility. They don't mesh with civilization. There's absolutely no reason to sit there and create a circumstance where they blend into civilization, because it just doesn't work. I mean, you're just going to wait. You're going to wait until somebody actually has to get eaten by a bear, killed by a bear in this town. Somebody will actually have to be killed before anything will be done. So you'll make sure that somebody pays for it, this dumb idea, for nothing. Let alone how many cats or something have been killed. How many pets have been killed. Because you love animals. Yeah. It's just such backward thinking. It's not backward, it's retarded. Yeah. You can't do this math. It just is impossible to do with a rational perception of reality. That somehow putting off death is defeating death. It's not. And that somehow giving something a random, shitty death is better than giving it a controlled death. No, that's stupid. If you think that, you're really fucking stupid. And what are you doing it for? The religious cunts have a religion. I mean, they actually have a God that says, oh, it's nasty, don't do that. They have some sort of almost written, I mean, it's not really a written law, but anyway, it's an almost written law. Why are you doing it? Again, you just don't have any reason to be as big an asshole as those assholes. And these are probably people who would fight for the right to die. But they won't give an animal that right. To have a humane and decent, to retain their dignity, keep their balls and have a decent death. It's not their right. But people have that right. People should have that right. Again, the hypocrisy of these cunts. Anyway. Horrible. These evildoers. I have to come up with some kind of word. Evildoer just isn't funny anymore, since Bush is gone. And so I have to come up with some little stupid phrase for back-ass word jackfuckers. Whatever the hell, they got to be called something. I can't just keep using this, yes, I gotta have better rhetoric. Yeah. So anyway, just an update video, I guess. So yeah, I have nothing against bears, but they don't belong in civilization. It just doesn't work. Cops, way overpaid. Insanely overpaid. Preposterously overpaid. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And basically just they're just in reserve waiting to be the thugs for the owners. When the shit hits the fan, they're going to be on the wrong side because they know who's paying their paycheck. And cats. Lovely animals that deserve better than to be chucked out the window with no nuts. A lot better.